All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We're going to continue the weed sector review, and some of this is actually a viewer request. On this one alone, I haven't covered this one in a while, MSOS right here. I'm also going to look at curaleaf, OGI, VFF, and then MAPS is at the end of it, okay? So this is a really nice chart right here. So much good going on, and this is what using the 8 moving average looks like. Just up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And again, when the down hits the line and goes, it's a beautiful thing. You got the 20 moving average right under it, and you can kind of say that a 20 helped it right there too, right? So really, I mean, just beautiful momentum with beautiful little indicators. Solid one to talk about right here. Excuse me, curaleaf, I believe, looks nearly identical. OGI, I don't think is done yet. VFF, I'm not exactly sure what it looks like. And then MAPS, I don't think I liked, but we'll see the charts together. Yeah, I think that's a good little intro right there. Cool. Before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. I have one right here, but I'll definitely be drawing some horizontal. Let me see if I have any up here. I don't. I'll be drawing some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps me so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, just being here and giving me your time is super appreciated, all right? So let's get into it, and man, this is a really pretty chart right here. It's funny, this was the zoom I started with because just looking at this, I mean, green, red, green, and actually a little bit more just, right? So this has a little bit of parabolicness to it, and I like that. I really do, right? Especially if you're on the right side of the moving averages, right? So I like a stock that knows how to make its way up. I like a stock that's doing this, and some good things are happening, right? Obviously, MSOS is the ETF, right? So this is a combination of all of the multi-state operators. Obviously, a lot of this has to do with just what's going on in the news and really what's going on in the year, right? Like I genuinely, I believe 2024 is going to be an important year for weed. I think it's just going to get more. It's less about getting more news. I think it's actually going to get more positive news. You know what I mean? And yeah, we'll see what happens with it. But immediately, there's the DEA stuff that just went down. There's obviously the rescheduling stuff that's going on. And one of the things I talked about is the rescheduling actually does help the financials of these companies. There are monetary things that happen when you move down classes, and obviously if you completely come off of it, right? So taking the steps down is the first step to ultimately coming off as well, right? Obviously, the easy thought would be just remove it completely, but hey, when you're on the very like highest ranking, it's not that easy to just, poof, magically come off, right? So rescheduling down, give it a little bit, take it off, right? That's kind of the thoughts I got in my head, okay? Coming to the charts, right? Again, let's talk some technicals, right? Few things jump out at me, and obviously the first one really is the rhyme I talk about all the time, right? Break all 5 and fly. We are over all the moving averages. We are doing our best to fly, and really this thing has confirmed. This thing has now given some good candles that do make me believe we are over all the moving averages and working our way on up, right? So even though this isn't that like magical string of green all the way up, like literally that we like just saw right here, right? This is good. And again, for me, it's the way it's just bouncing off and riding that 8 moving average. All right. It's going, it's coming, it's going, it's coming, it's going, it's coming, it's going, right? Like I'm okay with that. That is a very healthy way to go up. All right, this allows it to be a little more sustainable. And really, one of the things that I like is this kind of makes it a little more like no one wants to see two relatively large red candles in a row, let alone three, right? But when you've got the 8 and the 20 kind of riding you on up, it helps a little bit, right? So MACD not that long ago was a little higher than we were now. I'm zooming out to just see. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, up here. But that's basically when it started. Oh man, look at this. Okay, as I zoomed out, couple interesting things. This has essentially been completely under the 200 moving average forever, right? Literally forever. It started right here. It was out over it just because of where it started, but I mean, it was essentially an impossibility this entire time, right? This entire time. The first time we remotely even came near it, but obviously didn't even close over it. I'm going to actually zoom in just to like verify that, right? But yeah, look at that. We do not go over that candle. That's not a close over it. Look at that. Nah, crazy, right? So that purple line is a difficult line. It makes sense why we went up, we came back down, we went up, and then boom. My favorite part is this boom, and I don't want to underplay it. When a line is a complete impossibility, you go up it and you fall through it like a knife through, like a hot knife through butter, right? When you then bounce, and go, when you use this resistance as a support, that's big. It is. And I like seeing that. You know what I mean? So I like seeing the ride up. I like seeing the change in the 200 moving average. Positive MACD, good RSI. Man, the RSI got crazy high. 92, 88, 88, 80. Not crazy high RSI. We're only at a 64. Volume's been getting nice as well. Obviously, I'd like it to break the 50 just a little bit more, but we're at least basically consistently on it. I'm seeing more people buying than selling. Like this was a good buy, not as many sold. This was a good buy, not as many sold. This was a good buy, not as many. People are starting to accumulate MSOS. That's a good thing right there. All right, let's draw some lines up. What's the next levels? All right, where are we compared to this? That's a big candle right there. Ooh, we're coming up on that. 904 seems like the next place that this thing wants to go. I would basically say that's the next line right there. 1050. Look at that. That almost hits the bottom of that. I like that line right there, though. And then I would take that. I think that's our 1, 2, 3. I think that's our 1, 2, 3. As I'm looking at it, I think I want to lower that to this candle right there. I'll take that. Whatever. Again, we're not here for perfect. Good enough, I'm telling you, good enough will make and save you a lot of money, all right? I think 904 is the next place it wants to go. I actually think a lot is kind of saying it wants to break 904 and hopefully run into this 1050. Maybe it'll get a little noisy around 990, maybe around 10, but I think at that point it's just going to go to this 1050 right there if it does break the 904. What's the weekly looking like? Ooh, big weekly chart. Look at this thing. That same 200 is the 50 moving average here. We're now coming up on the 100 moving average. There is no 200 moving average, right? As I click in the box, you can see over there, there's only 4 lines on the weekly. This is not a very old stock. This has been around for less than 200 weeks. If we were trading for 200 weeks, that there would be a purple dot on this thing, right? So the blue line's pretty long, but look, that's 50. Because this was 50, that was 50. That's probably enough. We're probably getting close. We're probably getting close, actually. I think the 200th week might be coming soon, and we might get a purple dot soon. But yeah, coming up to the 100 moving average is key. Where's that line at? 948. Where's 948 on the daily? 948. 960. Is it that? 947. It's the bottom of that. Oh man. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this daily candle up to 945. That's what I'm going to do. I think this daily resistance, and I might be wrong. Let's see if I end up being wrong and that was the right line, but I think I need to take the weekly. I think I need to give respect. But you know that no. No, I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back to this 908. I'm gonna take it back to 908. I am. I am. I am. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna keep this one on my watch list, and by that I mean like I'm gonna record it a couple more times, and I want to see what happens with that line actually. All right, 1050 though I think is a good immediate target, but we've got to break that 9, and then remember that 940 resistance from the weekly. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Let's take a look at Curaleaf here. CURLF. Again, I live in the United States. So I have to use the 5-letter ticker, right, for Curaleaf. And hey, this looks a lot like MSOS, right? So a lot of the same comments are going to be there. I'm probably going to chapter the 2 right there. Same. Green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 green. Same. Okay, interesting. Not as same, but interesting. So that threw me off. I will be very honest. I was not expecting it. All right. So I don't know if you just fast, so you would not be able to because I just chaptered these together. But yeah, this thing actually has been over all 5 and has flown. All right. This thing breaks them all around here at 5 and makes its way all the way to almost 20. All right. So it knows how to break all 5 and fly, and lo and behold, that's where we're at. We're breaking all 5 and we're flying, all right? The next thing I kind of like is, look, this thing knows how to get some volume, all right? Especially when it's over all 5 moving averages. You can see, right? I mean, I would say it's a little harder to see because it was actually pretty new and moving well here. So this thing's kind of like flattened on the volume, but it's very much picking up here. And I mean, this thing could be ready to move very nicely. All right, I am liking what I'm seeing here. Again, same thoughts with the MACD, same thoughts with the RSI, just like MSOS. Look at the RSI right there, a little bit closer to the middle of that box. 87, 86, move to over there, 86, 88, 90, just living in the high 80s, 90s. Come on now, we're only at a 65 RSI, right? That's a good strong candle. I didn't even talk about the candle on MSOS. Kind of wish I did. Come on now, MSOS. Oh, it wasn't that strong, that's why I didn't. But Curaleaf, I like that candle. Not quite the high of the day. Yeah, you can see the high of the day was 4.9. We closed at 4.89 by a penny. That's a little baby penny wick right there. Like, that's a good candle right there. This thing wants to go up is what it looks like. Let me draw some lines. You know, there's not that many lines to draw, it seems. Let's put that right there. It's funny, some stocks I can't get more than 2. Some stocks I get all the way into 5. It's a little silly. And then I think I got it. Like, these are really choppy candles, man. It's interesting. I think I got to do that. It's a little close though. No, I'm gonna take that. I'll do that. I think this is the 1-2 right here. I think this is the 1-2. The next immediate target is 540. From there, hopefully we'll get into 660. It looks like roughly $6 might be a little difficult. That kind of seems to be where it. I don't even know if that's worth drawing. No, I'm not going to draw it. But yeah, I think 530, 660. Again, you've got real nice spacing with the 20, right? It's not like a moment like this where lose the 8, you're going to fall all the way down to the 20 before you bounce, right? Like, I like it when it's still this close. But again, so far it's been doing nicely. Curaleaf, almost identical to MSOS. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinion. I'm going to chapter the 2. OGI. This thing is look, I've actually been bullish since right here, all right? And no, maybe it was right here. I don't remember. Nonetheless, it wasn't that long ago that we made the video before it escaped the 100 moving average. This thing is starting to make some technical moves. Look at this 200 line. Look at it. Look how far back I'm zooming out on this thing. Since September 2001. We're in 2024. Since September 2001, we have been well below the line. One single candle closing above it, this one right here, aside from these right here, right? So some real interesting things are happening. We actually, look, it's only a penny. We close at 186. We're a penny over my line, right? I like that. We just tested it. We're now retesting it. We're looking like we're bouncing on the 8 moving average like a champ. RSI just was high, came back down, ready to go back up. There's a lot to like. There's a lot to like. There's a lot to believe that this thing's going to come to 217. There is. Where are we on the weekly? Man, look at this weekly. We're now saying we're ready to take over the 50 and go on up. We're now saying MACD is ready to come into the positive. We're now saying RSI is a little high. RSI is a little high, but oh man, there's a lot to like here. Look, I think because of this weekly, this makes me believe we're going to go up just a little bit, maybe come back down and then take off. Oh, there's a kitty at my door. I got to let her in. Hold on one second. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. I heard you meowing. Hi. Meow. Okay, good. Like I said, I think that RSI, and you know, again though, oh, interesting. Okay, this one, when I just looked at MSOS, all right, you can see the RSI was crazy high before coming down, all right? When I looked at curaleaf, CURLF, beautiful, crazy high before coming down. OGI doesn't have that. OGI actually doesn't have that. It's actually relatively flat at this 72-ish line, right? So again, I think that weekly echo makes sense. I think we're going to go up a little bit, come down a little bit, and then possibly really take off right there. But hey, that might just mean ride the 8 moving average a little bit up. And again, that thought is coming from the weekly because, man, it's been a long time. It's literally that same September 2021 we've been under that 50 moving average, right? So this is actually the first one that closed over it as well, which is kind of crazy too. So OGI, man, this could be some real interesting trading. I don't know what made it happen, but this thing knows how to bring 40 million shares to this place too. So yeah, in a blink of an eye, that could actually be a little bit crazy right there. So OGI, I've liked it for a while. Go back and check out the videos. But yeah, OGI I've been liking for a while, and it's still doing the job. So beautifulness, VFF. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree, all right? VFF is not so much. I remember thinking that VFF was close to setting up and taking off, and it's still just struggling with the line. So one thing I talk about often is when the 5 moving averages are too tight, when they're like literally just like it's what I call a cluster. I mean, it's a cluster of lines, right? It's a horizontal cluster, and you kind of like a tornado go up and down, up and down, up and down, almost seemingly for no reason at all. And I think the stock is still just a little bit too at the mercy of the lines, all right? So we got to get over this, and it looks like this was a good line to draw. I don't remember the last time I covered it, but we definitely tested it, especially on this day, right? On Wednesday of this week, actually. On this Wednesday we tested. But again, close over this line, make me believe we've escaped the moving averages, all right? There are way too many moving averages, way too tight. So I don't think there's too much more to talk about on VF. Oh, man, dang. Okay, I got a little quiet because yeah, I'm looking at this and thinking myself, this is an interesting weekly chart, all right? With the weekly, you need to be a little patient, all right? Because the daily obviously moves 5 times faster than the weekly. There are 5 daily candles for every 1 weekly, right? This thing is a couple candles away from taking off. And as I'm looking at this thing, man, a dollar 104 is the magic line. You can argue maybe it's 97 cents. Maybe it's 97 cents. Where is 97 cents? Is that you right there? Half of that's 99. Yeah. I think 99 is the magic number. I'm going to lower that 104. I think breaking 99 could be that's the line. That's the line cuz I'm just look green 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 red 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 crazy green red green rush like break 99 and VFF will fly. That's the money line right there. I'm not really liking these lower technicals too much. So there is still a lot. I know it's not a lot of money between here and there. There's a lot that needs to happen to get to that 98 cents. So don't just expect it to happen, but that's what we're hunting. VFF has to break 98 cents. All right. Let's take a look at MAPS. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. MAPS. I'm not liking MAPS too much. I'm not. All right. My issue is the moving averages. There are weed stocks right now that are over all 5 and are flying. This thing is still, I mean, look at this 50 moving average is not an easy line for this stock. I know we've been over it for a few days, but I mean, that's a real candle. That's a nothing. That's a nothing. That's a nothing. That's a nothing, right? So, I mean, like this 50 moving average, we've been well below it since October of last year, right? So I'm still seeing a stock that's struggling with the 50 moving average. Now, yeah, there's definitely an uptrend happening right there, right? Like I do see that, okay? Yeah, MACD is definitely up there. My issue is there are better stocks, I think, moving average comparatively. The next thing is this volume's not that good, okay? The sell had some pretty legitimate sell volume. Almost every single day was over that 50 average line. Almost every single day. Most of them were red. A lot of them were well over it. In this nice little uptrend that we've been forming since the year, which again, I'm not pretending I don't see. I for sure see that. The volume has been kind of pathetic. We've been well below the line most of the month, all right? And yeah, there's been a couple that have gotten over it, but nothing well over it like we saw with the red sell-offs, right? So this thing volume's the issue. If we can get over all the moving averages, that would change a lot of the story. The real issue is you still have to battle the last hard two. Like the 100 and the 200 are the last ones for a reason. They're very difficult. And really, I'm still not a believer that we've broken the 50 moving average. So in my head, there's actually still 3 moving averages to break. I think there are better places to look than MAPS. Let me know if there's any news or anything that I'm missing. But yeah, even on the weekly, like I said, VFF, I didn't like the daily. I looked at the weekly. It changed my mind. This thing still has a bit to go. I think 103, 104, 105-ish. No, but even that's not enough because that's 110 right there, 109, right? So, geez. Where are you? 118. 118. I would not touch this until 118. I think if you can get MAPS over 118, I'd be real interested because then you're probably going to go to 136 or 155 from there, all right? I would not touch MAPS under 118. Let me throw SHOT in there, and then we'll call it a day. So SHOT, I think I saw go up after hours, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if there was news or not, but honestly, I don't put a lot of weight into SHOT, okay? SHOT had a real big run up, right? Green, 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 green turns into red, 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 red. And right now we're trying to use this 181 support line, okay? I'm not exactly sure. Oh, that's from right here. That's from my cat. What are you doing? Hey, sorry. That is from basically most of 2021 right there. But that's an interesting 181 support line that we're trying to hold right now. Obviously, we're also trying to hold the 100 moving average, right? Do not want to lose that 181 because then we're basically going to drop to 145. I'm not liking shot just yet. I don't know if there was a reason for that after hours push right there. I remember seeing that. I guess I would set an alert for here for 148. Maybe, sorry, 248. Maybe you can even argue 251. But there's a decent amount of green, 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 red, 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 red to take you from this like 250 all the way up to like 314, 315, basically taking you from the 8 to the 20 right there. That could be a decent trade right there, but yeah, I'm not liking shot just yet. This is a nice red, 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 red. So I mean, again, maybe that carries it a little bit more and maybe it'll try to get to 411. I don't think that this is going to go much higher than 411, maybe 425. I think 425, 430 is 427. I don't think it's going to go any higher than that, at least for now. Maybe, hey, if I'm wrong, we'll see. But yeah, I'm not liking it just yet. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, you know it. Hey, thank you. Thank you.